What's up, Casselberry? Welcome to episode 177.
What a high number that is. It's like every time we do an episode, that number rises.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Kind of creepy.
Kind of creepy. Well, welcome back, listeners. Welcome to the team. Alia, say hi.
Hello.
Carlos.
Hola.
We have a beautiful and brilliant producer, Miss Robin.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oui.
Okay. I was doing so well, and then I realized I was talking to an amateur, but
Wow.
you did très bien to start with.
Merci.
Oh, we're back on track. That's great. Thank you. It's good to have you all here today. Let's start with a little icebreaker. We have a school/education theme today. Last time out, we interviewed Principal Durkas from the middle school. Today, we are interviewing Patricia May from Casselberry Elementary School. Question for the team, and we'll start with Carlos. When you were in school, what kind of student were you? The teacher's pet, the class clown, the overachiever, or the quiet genius? Which one of those four definitions most resembled you?
I think I was the overachiever.
Oh.
But I did not share that with my wife until after we were married. And then one day she found out that I had, for most of my school career, straight A's and perfect attendance. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I married a nerd." Which she should have already known. So,
Gosh, we could have told her that.
yeah.
I thought you were going to go with like, you don't overachieve at home. And she's like, wait, what happened?
That's right. If you set a low bar, then the only way is up. I mean, I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she was pleasantly surprised to realize how smart you are, even though it is often buried.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel the love. I feel the love in this room.
All right, so we have an overachiever. Alia, what about you? Teacher's pet, class clown, overachiever, quiet genius.
I hate to say it, but I think I was a teacher's pet. And I don't think it was well received by the other students. But yeah, I don't think teachers' pets typically are well received. But
Yeah, but it takes something special to be a teacher's pet. I think there's a lot that's admirable about that.
yeah, I'm a rule follower, like to be on time,
That's
to
good.
be recognized.
All right, we got a teacher's pet, an overachiever. Robin, I see that smile on your face, my French friend.
I was there
You were there.
most of the time.
You were there. Did none of those descriptors fit you?
No.
Okay.
You?
I don't know. I had a little bit of teacher's pet in me as well. But when I didn't concentrate, I could also be a bit clownish.
I could see
And
that.
I don't think I was particularly genius, and I certainly wasn't an overachiever, but I was quite quiet. So I'm going to create a hybrid, quiet teacher's pet who could be a bit of a clown sometimes.
Yeah. None of us would have guessed the second part of the quiet genius part there. So that tracks.
Boom. All right. Well, is our ice broken?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, let's
melted.
move on. It's melted. Let's move on to Casselberry in the news. Today we have 3 quick stories to bring you. Carlos, I'm going to ask you to share the first one, Alia the second one, and I'll jump in with the third.
Sure. Yeah, I just wanted to remind listeners, there's some ongoing events sometimes at the city that you can feel free to join, like the city commissions, which occur every second and fourth Monday at City Hall at 5:30. Those are always good to join to find out what's happening in our local community. It's a good way to stay up to date with new developments or new suggestions, like we talked about with the wheel park last episode. Those conversations start there at those city commission meetings. And as part of those, city events, there's September 12th, 6 p.m., the Casselberry food trucks. That's always a fun time to go and participate in those. And then the Battle of the Bands 5K will be September 27th, starting at 7 a.m. I know that my wife did that last year. She had a lot of fun, and there was activities for kids, free prizes and little goodies and stuff. So that's always fun to join as well.
I might do it this year. I've been trying to
think through when the date was, and it's a couple of months out, and I'm pretty close to being able to do that. So maybe, just maybe, I can push through and do it. You don't want to do it with me?
I'll ask June. She probably will.
Okay.
I don't run.
I was meeting around a table.
I don't run.
I'd love to do it.
I don't run for free.
Okay.
Or if it's not an emergency.
All right. Let's
Can we
do it.
like briskly walk?
Yes.
You can, yeah.
Yes. I mean, the problem with you briskly walking, though, Robin, is that you would be eating my dust. But, I mean,
Ouch.
that's okay. All right. Thank you, Carlos, for that news. Lots of exciting things happening in the city. Alia, tell us about something else that's in the news and going on.
Yes, so Casselberry's True Health Clinic got an energy upgrade through federal grants. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure True Health.
You're wrong.
True Health provides health services for maybe people that don't have insurance at a lower cost. So the upgrades include a new solar roof and battery backups, which I think is really important, especially because we're headed into hurricane season. So in case anyone has an emergency and there's power outages, True Health could be the place to go. They offer various medical services, including pediatrics, adult care, lab testing, dental care, and OBGYN. So I think that is great and right in our community.
Very exciting. That's good. I mean, Casselberry's got many components of a healthy city going on, but some healthcare spaces is definitely going to be helpful for that. And my little bit of news that I'll share is that Casselberry High School sophomore called Jacob Tall has been raising funds for an educational trip to Iceland recently by selling his grandmother's jam recipe. And I read that, and I was just so impressed with the entrepreneurial spirit of this young man that he wanted to go somewhere, and he had to find a way to fund it. And so he thought creatively about what he could do, and he produced some jam and sold it, and I believe he raised enough money for the trip. I don't know, Jacob. Jacob, if you listen, we would love to have you on the show. We would love also to taste some of your jam, and we'll happily buy it to help you get to Iceland. But we just want to celebrate you for your initiative, your resourcefulness, and your entrepreneurial spirit. That will take you a long way. So congratulations to you.
Iceland is not cheap, so he probably raised a lot of money, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Here it's quite cold too.
Yes, probably needed jackets, boots.
Yeah, it's like the land of ice.
Yeah.
It's colder than Greenland, right?
No. That's a misconception.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember.
This feels like a rabbit trail we might go down, so let me bring us back. We've talked about some icebreakers. We've shared some news. Now, Robin, it's time for your, what are you doing leading into me?
She's got a great dad joke of the week that she wants to share with
You're
us.
excited. All right,
Yeah.
It's time for our dad joke of the week. And to start with, we are going to go with our French correspondent, Robin Kepi, who is going to share her joke in French. Go for it. And I don't like the way you guys are texting around the table.
You know
I
what?
feel like I'm left out of an inside joke. I'd love to be part of one sometime. Isn't that the quote?
From The Office, yeah.
I love inside jokes. I'd like to be part of one sometime.
Keeping tropical fish at home can have a calming effect on the brain.
Really?
Yeah, due to all the endorphins.
Endorphins. Very good. Well done.
That's a joke I had the whole time, ready to go.
Yes,
Thanks, Carlos.
Yes, you did. All right, Alia, do you have a dad joke of the week? That was very good, Robin. That might be your
Thanks,
best joke
Carlos.
yet.
Woohoo!
In fact, what do you call a fish wearing a bow tie?
What?
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
Do you know what the best way to watch professional fishing is?
Well,
Oh.
Through a live stream.
Live stream. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
why?
Because the P is silent.
That's
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I'm glad you liked that because I dedicate
was
that
mine.
to you
Yeah,
in your
right.
honor.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Andy, you might know the answer to this one. What kind of shoes do priests wear?
Holy shoes?
No, just anyone with a good soul.
Oh, there you go. All right, we're done with this section. We've shared the news. We've told some jokes. We've broken some ice. Now let's get to the real meat of the show as we get to meet and greet our local elementary school principal, Miss Patricia May.
Church Together connects people together with Christ in community and for our city. Join us for worship at 200 North Triplet Lake Drive in Casselberry, Sundays at 10 a.m. For more information, visit us at ourchurchtogether.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our favorite part of the show where we shine the spotlight on a bright light in our community. Today, our guest is shining bright in our city in so many ways. Her name is Miss Patricia May, or Principal May, as many of the students at Casselberry Elementary School call her. We are getting ready for the start of the school. We have dragged you in from the beach where I understand you've been for the last 2 months. Is that correct?
Yes. No, a little bit, but mostly working at school. Principals work 12 months, so getting ready for the new school year and had a little fun in the summer, but getting ready for the kids and staff to come back.
And that's 12 hours every day for 12 months of the year, isn't it?
It is. It feels like it.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of excited parents.
Yes.
I hope
yeah.
your teachers...
And teachers too. They're already back getting their room set up, so they're getting excited.
That's awesome. First question.
Okay.
This will be very important to me
Okay.
as I start a new endeavor. Where is your favorite convenience store to get snacks on your way into work in the morning?
Way into work, I don't know if it's a convenience store, would maybe be Starbucks. That's not really a convenience store, but
It's convenient.
it is convenient. Starbucks for some coffee.
Do you have a go-to coffee? A go-to drink?
No, I switch it up.
Oh,
I do. Yeah.
Wow.
I like iced coffee, hot coffee when it's cooler, different flavors, vanilla, caramel. Not too picky.
all together.
Yeah. Maybe not all together.
They
but
call it the
yes.
Miss May special if you go by Casselberry stuff.
Yes, that would be on the way to work. I try to just do maybe once a week for that, not to spend too much money every day.
Yes.
But yeah, but I also like Casselberry Target and different stores all around town too.
Do you like Target because they got a Starbucks in there as well?
No, I don't go to Starbucks and Target usually. My kids will try to talk me into that, but no.
That's always a fun experience.
It is.
Yeah. You really feel like you're living life.
And if I do go to the
At least I
Casselberry
do.
Target, I do see all the students in there too. They sometimes hide from me down aisles and wave.
Oh, I bet.
Yes.
Like she doesn't sleep at school.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
What are you doing here? You can't have a life.
So if PBS made a mini series based on your life, what would it be called, and what is the current episode? What would that be called?
I'm not really up to date with a lot of PBS shows, but when I think of where I am in my life now as a principal, mom, wife, I would call my miniseries maybe The Amazing Race. I know it's not PBS, but because I'm constantly on the go, juggling many different things and, you know, being a mom, taking my daughters to volleyball and cheer and tumbling, and then running the halls at Casselberry and helping support the students and staff. So always racing around. I don't know what the current edition would be, just Principal
I'd
May.
watch it,
Amazing
though. I'd watch it.
All the challenges each day, but it's all rewarding, both ways. Parenting
I'd watch it in the
and
morning to kind of motivate me.
get you going
Yeah.
for the day.
Yeah.
My Starbucks coffee
Yeah.
with shots of caramel, vanilla,
And a Target bag.
and all the stuff.
Yeah, right. So for listeners who aren't familiar with Casselberry Elementary, what would you say is something unique about the school, or a couple of unique things that set it apart?
So Casselberry, I know a lot of schools would say the same thing, but is a very unique. It is a neighborhood school, so it sits in the middle of the neighborhoods, and we are a true family. Like the staff, the community, the families, students, we all care about each other. The other big thing that sets Casselberry apart is it is an A school again. So that's something to celebrate. Being an A school in the state of Florida is very challenging since all the different cut scores and testing scores and so forth have changed throughout the years, but we continue to maintain that A, and it's hard to maintain once you're there, but we keep maintaining it. The year before last went up a few points from the A that we were at, 5 points higher last year. We kind of maintained that this year, so our goal is just to keep on rising a little bit more. But yeah.
And you mentioned it's a community school. One of my daughter's friends had a birthday party that we were invited to, and while we were there, we saw other teachers who, because they're also moms, dads, and whatever, and so it's cool to like run into people like you said at Target, and everybody seems to care and really be invested in the kids.
They do.
Even at the opening of the Casselberry skate park, someone came up to Gemma and Araya and were talking to them and asking them how their summer's been and everything. One of the teachers from the school. So
let's hope it was a teacher.
Yeah.
No, it was.
Another principal peer sent me a picture of a couple of our students at the skate park with her. I was like, I'll have to go there one afternoon because a lot of our kids are up there. Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
With a higher liability.
I will not go down the skate ramps though. No, I'll just walk around.
Yeah. This is starting year 3.
Year 3. I finished 2 full years.
Time has flown by.
I know it has.
And a lot has happened in that time. Going to year 3, and as you look forward to all that's ahead, what would be some goals that you have?
We want to maintain kind of the excellence we have. We have great teachers, an outstanding community. The students make what we're there for every day. So maintaining what we have is definitely my number one goal. We want to keep that community knit feel, have our parents involved, all the different events that we have, keep people welcome. One thing, like a fun fact of Casselberry, there's a couple other schools in Seminole County too, but we're growing. Some schools and so forth in Seminole County are declining in student numbers because of the private school vouchers and so forth, but Casselberry grew this year. So we grew in teacher numbers because our student enrollment is higher. So maintaining that, getting people to want to come to Casselberry Elementary and stay there, that's a big goal, and keeping the teachers and students and parents happy.
It's interesting you're talking about retention, right? Mm-hmm. And we think about that in the business world a lot, but you don't really expect it in a school.
Yes, yeah. We want people to stay. Yeah. We love our pandas.
That's right.
So you're going into your 3rd year, 2 years. I'm sure they were a transition, figuring things out. Can you give us an example of a challenge maybe as you came on board with the staff and just learning the new ropes of how everything goes?
Sure. My first year was definitely challenging because one of the things I think I'm really good at, I hope, is building relationships. And so when you follow anybody that's strong and builds relationships too, it's kind of hard to, walk in those big shoes. But that is something that through just, a little bit of time, letting their staff and students know that you care in the community too. I feel like we're there. It's just like the new families and new students to let them know, like, this is who we are, and just being completely transparent. So that's always challenging because, I was totally green with the Casselberry community, but it's like home now. It's a great feeling. The staff, our family. And
your predecessor was just appointed as the leader over elementary education.
She's one of the 3 assistant superintendents. Yes. Yeah. Big. Those are definitely big shoes to fill. Yes, but good. Congratulations to Miss Lambert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the message is you come to Casselberry, you go to bigger and better things, right? And
I can just stay there for many years. That's the hard thing.
You have no aspirations to become superintendent.
You get moved and things like that, and I don't want that to happen. You build relationships. I want to stay for a while.
Yeah.
Stability is so important in so much of life, isn't it?
Yes.
No, for sure. So with Casselberry being a Title I school, is this the first Title I school that you've been a principal of? And if so, what makes it different from the other schools that you've been at?
So Casselberry is the first school that I've been a principal at. I was assistant principal at other Title I schools, and I taught in Title I schools when I first started. I know it's been 25 years now. Not assistant principal. That was just in these last 10 years.
Can't believe you started teaching as a teenager.
I know.
Crazy.
Thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Youngest teacher.
I know. Casselberry sets other Title I schools apart, again, for the excellence. We have high expectations for our students. We want them to achieve, not that all the other schools don't, because for sure I know that they want big and good things for their students, but being an A school of a Title I is challenging, but the students, they rise to the occasion. The teachers work hard and push them, and the kids do all the work.
There's a lot of conversation nationally and at state level about Title I schools right now, and funding coming and going and things shifting, and there's a lot that we can't control there. But as a community, as people in the city, as your neighbors, what are some things that we as kind of folks who really believe in education and our local school do to help you with some of those Title I needs?
A lot of community members and families do help by whether they're volunteering in classrooms, not just parents, but even community members will ask, like, how can we help? And we'll say, we'll ask them to come help in the media center one day, or coming to teach in for events, or some of the nighttime events. It's not all monetary, even though sometimes I feel like that's what I need, because that's a lot of where retention comes from, and keeping the morale high and things like that. But I don't know what Title I looks like in years to come yet. We're just kind of maintaining what we have right now and hoping for the best in the next couple of years.
Well, I think in the midst of all the stuff that we can't control, we can all control our involvement and our commitment to solve these kind of problems and challenges together.
Yes, I agree.
So what are some goals that you have with you and the team and staff for 2025-2026 school year?
We're going to have a big staff meeting. We're going to celebrate last year's successes. It's kind of odd to say last year. Last year's successes, we're going to celebrate the students when they come back. And then we do have to set some goals for the next school year with, again, just maintaining high standards for the students. We want them to learn and have fun, enjoy what they're doing. One of the big things, too, that I want every student to feel that they have an adult that they can trust on our campus. So that's going to be we worked on it a lot last year, but we're going to continue to push that, because that's what I'll see sometimes. If students are having a difficult day or something, one of the very first questions I ask is, who do you go to? And a lot of times you hear that there isn't somebody. So I want every student to have a trusted adult that they have on campus, hopefully on campus.
Yeah. That's awesome and super important.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a trusted adult, I wish I had a trusted adult sometimes.
Me too. I know.
Yeah.
Ditto.
No, and I think to Casselberry's advantage is that there's it's a huge pool of trusted adults there. Everyone I've met on that staff has been an excellent individual, someone that if I was in school, I'd feel comfortable going up to them and, talking to them about my day and feeling like they care.
Yeah, I agree. They're good people.
Yeah. So, being a community school, there's just a lot of, community-based events, family-oriented extracurriculars like spirit nights at the roller rink, at the local restaurants, math night, science night, literacy night, morning muffins.
There's everything.
Everything. I'm sure you've seen a lot of benefits, come from doing those kinds of activities. Could you talk through some of those benefits and kind of what motivates the school to continue doing those?
Sure. We try to get everyone we can involved. A lot of times with the events, we may see some of the same families at all of them, but we try to do a variety of events so that we can reach those families that may not be interested in coming to science night. Maybe science wasn't their thing, or we do different times for some events. A lot of them are in the evenings, but skate night sometimes lasts a little bit later. It's fun. Maybe the parent that's working a little bit later can attend that. Or the morning muffins, where they get to, the students get to share their data with their moms or dads, those types of things, different times of day so that parents can come if they do have a busy schedule as well. But those types of events, we try to do academic related events with most of course, our skate nights and things like that are all in good fun. But again, the purpose is to bring the community together and show the school its pride.
You've been talking a lot about that pride, that community spirit, that we're in it together. We were just talking earlier this evening about how a rising tide lifts all boats, right? When one part of our community gets better, everybody gets better. And so if you had like a magic wand, right, that kind of cut through budget, logistics, all those kind of things that often hold us back, would there be something that you could do for the school and the community that you think would be a game changer?
With no ceiling on budget and yeah.
It's hard to imagine it, isn't it? Because there is such a low
and
ceiling
the
on most of our
rules, all
budget.
the rules, like safety, and I think it would come back down to celebrating the students and staff for their hard work. So, if there could be not anything that would, be causing injury or anything like that. But if the students could have one fun day where they get to, choose their fun and do fun activities and things like that. I know they love field day and, like dance parties, things like that, which we do, but we have limitations. We can't have bounce houses anymore and things like that just for safety. And I get it. People get hurt. But if all of that was out of the picture and we knew that everybody was going to stay safe, it would be to celebrate their success because they work hard. I think that we're already where we need to be. Yes, we need to continue to work hard, but we're already where we need to be as a community and close knit, that we just need to keep working on that and keeping together.
Yeah. I love that you see that too. There's always been this special bond between faculty, teachers, and there's been a beautiful culture. Now you've got a building to kind of house that culture, and the challenge becomes, how do we perpetuate that? How do we strengthen that? How do we
keep it going?
How do we build that? And I love that that's at the forefront of your mind, because I think that's honestly all it will take. Because
got to stay afloat.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Principal May. I'm excited to see the 2025-2026 school year. I know you're counting down until you get started.
We're ready. We're ready.
Maybe try to slow down.
No, I'm ready. I'd rather the kids be there than...
Yeah. So if someone wants to get involved, is interested in supporting the school, what's the best way for them to connect to you?
So a lot of times it already happens, but for those that don't know, a lot of people do call the front office and ask that very question. I do give tours. Like right now I'm giving them at least twice a week to families, and I call that are shopping is my word, that are looking around whether they want to attend possibly a non-public school versus their zone school, or some that are looking out of their zone schools. But I do give a lot of tours, or they're already registered, but they've never seen the campus and they're just interested. Many VPK families, of the 4-year-olds, their families want to come tour the campus. They're already registered. They're coming to VPK, but they just want to see where their little one's going to go. So I do personal tours myself. I walk them around, talk about the school. So that's one way. And then, of course, we have different things posted all over social media. So our Casselberry Facebook site, the Casselberry PTSA's Facebook site, I send out weekly messages to all the families, or they can just call the school and ask.
Patricia, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
being
me
with us. I know we dragged you away from the beach, probably, but we're grateful for your time. But beyond your time, we're grateful for how you are loving and leading in our community, right? Leadership is a part of what you do, but from this conversation, I'm reminded that loving and caring for our kids is something that drives you to do this. So thank you for your love and leadership.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss May, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We know it is valuable, and we're grateful for all that you do to serve and support not just our school, but our wider community. As we wrap up, let me throw it to Alia, who is going to inspire us and remind us why education is so important.
Thank you, Andy. This quote is by Albert Einstein, and he says...
He was quite an educated man.
Yes, he was. So he says, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. And you might be like, I don't know if that makes sense. But to me it does, because in school, if you ever were doing a math problem and you're like, I'm never going to use this in life, and you do forget some of it, but what sticks is the problem-solving skills and working your brain a little bit harder to understand. So those skills you'll never forget. You might forget the little things along the way, but it's what helps you in the long run.
Agreed.
Thank you, Alia. And thank you, Einstein. And thank you, listener, for listening to another episode of the What's Up Casselberry podcast. This episode is hosted by Alia Ray, Carlos Piero, and Andy Searles, and produced by Robin Kepi. For more information, visit us at whatsupcasselberry.com. And until